Live from the Virginia Commonwealth University Siegel Center, Chesterfield County Public Schools is proud to present the commencement exercises for the class of 2023. This program is made possible through the cooperative efforts of Chesterfield County Public Schools and Virginia Commonwealth University.
Good evening, parents and invited guests. Welcome to the commencement exercises of the Monacan High School class of 2023. Because we wish to honor our graduates in a special way, we would ask that you refrain from making noise during the awarding of the diplomas and withhold your applause until all graduates have been recognized. Now, would you please rise and remain standing for the entrance and procession of the Monacan High School class of 2023.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the pledge and the playing of our national anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your caps. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. Good evening, invited guests, parents, class officers, and candidates for graduation. It gives me great pleasure to declare the 43rd commencement exercises of Monacan High School to be in session. The class has distinguished itself by being recognized for achievement in academics, athletics, and in the greater community. Monacan's graduating class is 375 in size, and this group of students have received over $2.9 million in scholarship funding. Parents, in your students' journey, your support and praise, along with a few walks to the bus so many years ago, trips to the store for project supplies, carpooling to practice, all of it. You've been there. And it shows just how much you have given of yourselves to see your student reach this important milestone. For that and much more, thank you. You can remain confident that we at Monacan appreciate your trust in the wisdom and talent of this faculty and staff, the leadership of this administration, and in the reputation of Chesterfield County Public Schools. At this time, I shall introduce our platform guests and will ask that we hold our applause until all names have been called. My colleagues, Associate Principal Dr. Rob Gifford, Assistant Principal Ms. Dominique Butler, Assistant Principal Dr. Cameron Rue, our Counseling Coordinator Ms. Jackie Thrower, representing our Exceptional Education Department Ms. Sarah Antone, representing the Governor's Academy for Health Professions and Therapy Center Ms. Marcy Eckroyd, representing the Center for the Humanities Mr. Mark Davis, representing the faculty Mr. Cameron Fisk, and senior class sponsor Ms. Lorna Anzalone. Additionally, we would like to recognize Dr. Merv Doherty, Superintendent of Chesterfield County Public Schools, proud Monacan graduate, parent of a graduating chief, and representing the Clover Hill District for the Chesterfield County School Board, the Honorable Ms. Dorothy Heffron, the Honorable Mr. Christopher Winslow, Chesterfield County Board of Supervisors, representing the Clover Hill District, Dr. Joseph Tylis, Deputy Superintendent and former Assistant Principal at Monacan High School, Dr. Lisa High, Chief of Schools for Chesterfield County, and Dr. Belinda Merriman, proud parent of 2 Monacan graduates, as well as a former assistant principal at Monacan High School, currently serving as our Director of High School Leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, Ms. Riley McCabe, President of the Class of 2023, will bring us the welcome, followed by greetings from Dr. Doherty, Ms. Heffron, Mr. Winslow, and a musical selection from the Monacan singers and senior class choir members. Riley?
Good evening, teachers, parents, family members, and most importantly, my fellow graduates. We're all here today to celebrate the class of 2023, and I know we can't wait to get our diplomas, throw our caps in the air, and officially be able to celebrate our graduation from high school. So considering this, I will keep this very short and sweet. The past 4 years have been filled with friends, classes, teachers, homework, loneliness, isolation, and fun. And I think I can speak for all of us when I say these 4 years were some of the most memorable and unforgettable years of our lives. Whether it's unforgettable because of quarantine or unforgettable because of the people we've met and the experiences we've had, I can confidently say I, and I would assume many of you, will never forget high school. But one of the things that I will especially never forget about Monacan is how much I love the sporting events. Football on Fridays, basketball on almost every day of the week, spring sports on either Mondays and Wednesdays or Tuesdays and Thursdays. One of my favorite things was to be sitting on the bleachers cheering on my fellow Chiefs. I loved watching Trey Bagby score touchdown after touchdown on Fridays. I loved watching Mackenzie Swain make free throws and layups all through the night. I loved seeing Reed Ivy strike out countless players on the opposing team. I loved seeing Rudy Tercios score the winning goal of the soccer game. I loved seeing Matthew Haftelin as he led the band. And even if I was on the court or field, literally cheering them on, or in the stands screaming at the top of my lungs, I've never felt closer or more involved with my classmates than I did in those moments. I've never felt more a part of a family, a team, than I did cheering them on. And for some of us, not only did we watch events, but we also played in them. So we know what it feels like to be part of something, a team. Because at Monacan, we are a team. Whether it's the drama club team or the band team, the HBT team, the humanities team, a sports team, or any other team, we are all Chiefs. Being a part of a team, being a part of the Monacan team, is what makes us Monacan Chiefs. We rely on each other, we support one another, we cheer each other on, we push each other to succeed and go beyond our limits. And as we move on to the next thing, a bigger thing for all of us, whether it's work, school, or military, we are losing that Monacan team for a brief time. However, as we go into our future, I encourage you to find your new team. Find what you do best in your team, and be a cheerleader not only for yourself, but for others. Rely on others and allow them to rely on you. As we move forward in life, it's hard to not feel alone. It's hard to not feel left out as you watch your high school friends, who were once your whole world, do things with their new friends. But if you find your family, like you found your team at Monacan, you'll become a part of a family just like you are now. The things you learned here at Monacan, while being on whatever team it was, will guide you in your future teams in college, in the workforce, in the armed forces, in your friend groups, and even in your future families. And although we are going our separate ways, we will always be a part of the Monacan team. So as I conclude, and I hang up the orange and black for red and blue, I can confidently say, once a Chief, always a Chief. And I'm so grateful to have been on your team.
Good evening. All right, let's try this again. Good evening. All right, students, I'm going to talk to the audience for 30 seconds. So you've been waiting all day for this moment, and you are being extremely polite. But we're going to have a participation of the audience. So first of all, will all the audience members please stand? You can do it. I got confidence in you. Now, the graduates of 2023 have had a remarkable year. So on the count of 3, I want you to yell your child's name as loud as you can. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Thank you. You may be seated. Now, class of 2023, you may wonder why I would cause such chaos during your ceremony. I wanted you to see that you have all of these people supporting you, and that they're not only here for today, but they're here your entire life. Never forget the moment. So congratulations to you. At this time, as I do at every graduation speech, and by the way, this is my 151st graduation speech. And every time we do, I'd like to, anyone who has served or is serving in the military, would you please stand to be recognized? Thank you. If you are a Monacan student who is going into the military, would you please stand at this time to be recognized? Thank you. You've had an amazing opportunity to get a quality education. I want you to remember a few things. Anything you desire to do will take several processes in your life. First, you have to wake up from the dream and step forward into reality. You have to decide, I really want this goal, I want this success, I need this target, and you must pursue it. You will have mountains and valleys to go through your entire life. Those who pursue their goals with vigor, who really think that that's important, will go forward. Too many times, people in our society stop moving forward because they stumble and fall. Take the failures of life, put them under your feet, and stack them to reach the mountaintop of life. You have too much talent, too much potential in this class not to change the world. And we expect for you to use those talents. You're highly intelligent, you're highly athletic, and you're very personable and outstanding in quality of character. And so we expect great things from you because society needs what you have to be instilled in us. Now, I could give you a lot of suggestions on life, but two things will get you to success in anything you want to do. One, respect others. Be honest with them. Two, always tell the truth. Protect your name. Show integrity. It's extremely important as people depend on you. In our society today, we have a challenge. Now, I have the opportunity to give 2 scholarships out as a superintendent scholarships valued at $1,000. An audience, none of the students know who they are. So when I call your name, would you please come forward to receive your scholarship and medallion? First, attending University of Virginia, Matthew Havdulin. Havlin. I'm sorry, Matthew Havlin. Come on down. And second, Lillian Harbin. By the way, there is no check in the envelope, so you're good. As you go through life, you will meet with a lot of people who have great ideas, people who wanted to fulfill their dreams but didn't. Remember, successful people want other people to be successful as well. Who you hang around with will determine how high you reach in the ladder of life. If you want to be a champion, then you have to play like a champion every day. I want you to take the opportunity every day to look in the mirror, see the greatness that can be available to you by you continually moving forward and thinking outside the box. So, starting tomorrow, once you get off your couch, get away from your PlayStation, TV, turn off social media, and go out to this world and make it a better place. We're counting on you to move forward. Don't look back. Don't worry about what people think. Remember, you have the talent and the ability, because two things are going to happen to you sometime in the near future. You're going to have to get a job, and you're going to get to pay taxes. We're very proud of you, and we're thankful that you are graduates of Chesterfield County. This year, there'll be over 5,000 students who will graduate from our school system. But not many get to wear the orange and black. Congratulations. In this, I close with you. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. May the Lord watch over you, guide you, and direct every step that you take. Class of 2023, we believe in you. Go get him. Thank you.
I'm not in here. No. Can I have my phone? Just like your high school career, this evening has a little bit of a glitch. Give me a minute. You got it? Yeah, go ahead, Greg.
Sometimes you got to call an audible, folks. Dear graduates, parents, distinguished faculty, staff, and friends, you did it. Congratulations. Come on. Today marks a significant milestone in your lives as we celebrate your high school graduation. You've worked hard to get to this point, and you should all be proud of yourselves. And as we reflect on the last 4 years, I'm sure each of you has vivid memories of being startled by a particularly tricky or daunting assignment, of late night cram sessions, and emotional moments when you said to yourself, how on earth am I going to get all of this done? Well, you did get it done. You applied yourselves, focusing on the task at hand over and over again for 4 years, bringing you to this very moment. However, you did not get here alone. Your success is a testament to the importance of teamwork, and I promise Riley and I did not coordinate this prior to, but she had a great speech, and we had the same idea. It's customary at ceremonies like this for the speaker to give you inspiring quotes about teamwork from the greatest champions in the world of sports, the people who overcame the odds and delivered stirring performances on their way to Olympic gold medals or Super Bowl rights or Stanley Cups. But I'm not going to bore you with quotes you've heard from before, from sports luminaries whose achievements we could never hope to match. That is, unless you're the state champion Monacan girls swim team. But you see, I believe we can learn a great deal about the value of teamwork, not just by thinking about the good teams, but also by looking at some of the very worst. Teams like the 1976 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They went 0-14 that year, and it was a good thing that head coach John McKay kept his sense of humor intact through it all. He said after one loss, "We didn't tackle well today, but we made up for it by not blocking." And then there's Pat Williams, who led the Orlando Magic during their tough early days as the NBA's newest expansion team. He famously complained that we can't win at home, we can't win on the road, and as a general manager, I can't figure out where else to play. Finally, one unfortunate quarterback, found himself on the receiving end of a sack by Lawrence Taylor, who was the most feared defender in the National Football League throughout the 1980s. Standing over his latest victim, Taylor calmly said to him, "Son, y'all gotta do better than this." I mention all this to illustrate the point that teamwork is not just about victory. It's not just about winning a championship in sports any more than it's just about achieving academic successes or rising through the ranks of professions. Because what teamwork is about is building meaningful relationships and creating unforgettable memories. For many of you, I'm sure during your own late night study sessions, you got laughs and encouragement from friends who were either right there with you or commiserating over text messages. For others, there were moments on the field or on the stage where you cheered each other on to success and shared each other's burdens through disappointment. And outside of school, in your personal lives, when you celebrated an achievement or special milestone, your celebration was shared by the people around you who helped make it happen. Likewise, when life hit you with an unexpected setback or hardship, your team of family and friends were there to pick you up. And that's what teamwork is really all about. It's got nothing to do with athletic jerseys and everything to do with having your people around you, people who care about you, who understand you, who are always ready to be there with you, sharing in both your triumphs and your defeats. Those are the relationships that will make your future dreams, whatever they may be, a possibility. And during those times when you're on your own, it's those memories that will sustain you. Now, there's always some risk involved when we team up with others. There are no perfect people and therefore no perfect groups. There will be mishaps. There will be people who misunderstand directions. Someone might accidentally send that hilarious meme to the wrong group chat. Words said during moments of stress and anger may cause hurt feelings. But it's in these moments of imperfection that we learn to laugh, to adapt, to grow, and to discover just how powerful we can be when we're surrounded by a great team working towards a common purpose. We've all seen that kind of power at work during various times in our lives, and there's no bigger example, is there, than the pandemic we're thankfully putting in our rear view mirrors. You arrived at Monacan as freshmen with no idea what you were in for. When you were sophomores, the pandemic closed your schools and so much more. As juniors, you moved on through a world opening back up, and now you stand here ready to embark on another chapter in life. And once again, you're not quite sure what you're in for. You don't know what's coming down the road any more than I do. But my hope is that you do know that with the right team of people around you, nothing can stop you. There's nothing you can't achieve, and there's no obstacle you can't overcome. In closing, I want to congratulate each and every one of you on this tremendous achievement. I'm proud of this graduating class, and I look forward to seeing all of the amazing things each of you will accomplish. Chesterfield County and the Clover Hill District is enormously proud of you. Thank you and congratulations.
Hello again. Good evening, parents and loved ones, faculty and staff, and honored guests, and especially good evening to you, Monacan High School, class of 2023. It's my honor to have the privilege of delivering the commencement address tonight. And in years past, I've taken this opportunity to share a reflection on a personal value, such as resilience, courage, or unity. But this year, I have the opportunity to address you, as Mr. Broyles mentioned, not only as your school board representative, but also a mom of a graduating Monacan chief. So I thank you in advance for your indulgence as I offer a few words of encouragement, and it's going to be a miracle if I make it through this. Graduates, we are all so proud of you. Your parents and the adults in your lives who love you and care about you are so proud of you. Your friends, your siblings, your classmates, your teachers, and your coworkers all celebrate this achievement with you. As you leave this chapter of your story behind and move forward on your path, I encourage you to be yourself. No doubt you've heard that before, be yourself, and it's kind of a silly thing to say, because really, who else are you going to be? And while, with the exception of going into the witness protection program, most of us go through life being pretty much who we've always been. And what I think this saying really means is be your authentic self. So my advice to you this evening is to spend these next few years continuing the work you started right here at Monacan High School of getting to know yourself. Try everything within reason. Say yes to new experiences and adventures. Explore, whether that means hopping on an airplane to backpack through a distant country, or picking up a fresh stack of books at the library and discovering new perspectives and experiences through amazing stories. Trying new things serves two really important purposes. One, you might find something that you really like. And two, even maybe more important than one, is you're going to discover what you don't like. Pay attention to both outcomes. They will serve you well. Be honest with everyone, especially yourself. Okay. Now, when I was in high school, and at Monacan High School, I wanted so desperately to be a theater kid. Okay, the theater kids were cool and interesting and outgoing, and they were so poised and mature. So I convinced myself that I enjoyed theater. I chose theater for my elective, I joined the theater club, and I even tried out for the spring musical, The Wiz. Now, I like to think that when I'm in my car with the windows rolled up and the stereos blasting, that Miley Cyrus and I make a pretty amazing duet. So you can imagine my shock and disappointment when I was not only passed over for the lead as a freshman, but I wasn't even relegated to a non-speaking role as a winged monkey. Guys, the delusion was real. I was not being honest with myself. I liked the idea of theater, but even still, 30 years later, the thoughts of public speaking make my knees shake. You can't see it behind the podium. But I know this about myself now. I tried a thing, it wasn't for me, and letting it go gave me space and time to explore things that I did like and that did click. So as important, if not more important than knowing yourself, is being yourself. So if you're taking notes, guys, don't, because you're done, stop taking notes. But if you want to take notes, step 1, know yourself. Step 2, be yourself. Express yourself authentically. Live your life as your true self. Make and hold space for others to live their authentic lives. I don't have to tell you that this class of 2023 has had the most unusual high school experience of any living generation. But I believe that there are lessons that you've learned about community, love, patience, and creativity that the rest of us could stand to learn from you. Be yourself. William Shakespeare penned, "To thine own self be true." The Greek philosopher Polonius told us to know thyself. And in the words of Shrek, the musical, let your freak flag fly. So as you all ease on down the road, I can't wait to see what's next for you. Thank you. I love you, Janie. And my heartfelt congratulations to you, Monacan High School class of 2023.
This evening marks the end of our 44th academic year and our 43rd commencement exercise. This exercise is the highlight of the year when we gather and award diplomas to celebrate the achievements of this graduating class. At this time, I would like to announce Monacan's salutatorian and valedictorian. The salutatorian award is presented each year to that member of the graduating class whose academic grade point average ranks second. This year's salutatorian award is presented to Harry Patel. Harry?
Thank you, Trey. Thank you, Mr. Boyles. As he mentioned, my name is Buddy Patel, but most of you know me as Perry. It is my honor as the salutatorian to extend a warm welcome to friends, families, faculty, esteemed guests, and of course, the reason why we're all here today, the class of 2023. We're all grown up now. So of course, I have to give a big congratulations to all of us. Despite all the odds, COVID, virtual school, calculus, and AP Lit, we managed to graduate and we grew up. And I think I speak for all of us when I say that we all always wanted to grow up. We wanted to drive and get jobs so we could pay for whatever we wanted. And it felt like we were growing up, but really slowly. And now, suddenly, we are the young adults of America, which is a little scary since I don't even know how to fill my tires with air, and I'm supposed to move to upstate New York in 2 months. But besides all of that, I have to thank all of you for helping me grow up. To my teachers and mentors, thank you for instilling in me an appreciation for learning and supporting me in all my achievements and endeavors. To my parents, who came to this country with nothing and worked to give me everything, thank you for teaching me resilience and having a strong work ethic. Everything I am and everything I will ever be, I owe it to them. So thank you, Mommy and Daddy. Lastly, I also have to thank every single one of you sitting in front of me right now. I have always heard the saying, show me your friends and I will show you your future. And I hope that saying is true because I was surrounded by greatness here at Monacan. If you had told middle school me that I'm a class officer, have an internship at a law firm, and I'm going to an Ivy League school, I wouldn't have believed you. I had all of these dreams, but I never thought they would become a reality, and they only did because I came to Monacan. I used to think that success was only going to come from academics, but you all taught me lessons that I could have never learned in the classroom. So, thank you to Tribe Council and the Burgundy Billionaires for teaching me how to be a leader. Also, shout out to Light Pink Lemonade because we won our freshman year. Thank you to Humanities and the countless clubs at Monacan for teaching me to love and appreciate community and culture. Thank you to tennis for teaching me to embrace failure and for giving me a team that I don't want to leave. Thank you to my friends I made at the lunch table, in the hallways, or leaving the parking lot. You guys taught me candor and true friendship. I was supported everywhere I went. Even when I underestimated myself, you guys reminded me that I have the potential to do what I envisioned. I mean, everybody wanted to know what I would do if I didn't fulfill my dreams. And I guess we'll never know. But truly from the bottom of my heart, thank you for teaching me these invaluable lessons. You guys have made me the person I am today, and I couldn't be any more grateful. So with that, I realized that my experiences at Monacan may not be a ubiquitous or shared path, but we all made this formative journey through the same place. Especially today, wealth cannot be determined by the materialistic assets we hold. They're also determined by connections. And we are all connected because we are Chiefs of 2023. I mean, we spent every single morning hearing Mr. Burles on the announcement say, "Good morning, Monacan High School, home of the Chiefs, building respect through building relationships." And I'll speak for myself when I say that I never really thought that deep into it until I was writing this speech. We all took different paths, and we are all taking different paths, but we all graduate as the Chief of 2023. We may be incredibly different. I mean, we can shout out the rivalry between Humanities and HBT, and I will say that it's always Humanities on top. But I can always count on the fact that if I see a fellow Chief outside of Monacan, they'll always return a hello or a smile. And if I ever needed help, I could always call one of my friends I made here, and they would be here for me. High school is only a small moment for all of us because we are all destined for greatness. But this small moment has been an amazing experience. I remember asking myself on the first day of freshman year if I made the right decision coming to Monacan. What if I don't make friends? What if I'm not smart enough? What if I don't succeed? And looking back, these trivial anxieties are funny and childish to me, but I was actually considering transferring back to my home school. But I'm so glad I stayed. Coming to Monacan is a decision I will never regret. This is a community that I cannot bear to leave, and I'm so grateful to have been a part of. The home of the Chiefs has now become the home to the future doctors, lawyers, teachers, soldiers, and so many other essential parts of society and community today. And I'm so proud to be called a Chief. I hope you all will also share that pride, and maybe the next time you're back in Chesterfield or you hear the national anthem, that Chief pride is still there. It was an honor growing up with you all, and I hope and pray nothing but the best for you. Congratulations, class of 2023. We deserve it. Enjoy, have a great night, and of course, roll Chiefs.
Thank you, Perry. The Valedictorian Award is presented each year to that member of the graduating class whose academic grade point average ranks first. This year's Valedictorian Award is presented to Riley Scott.
Hi guys, I'm Riley. If you know me, you know that I have an all-consuming fascination with the ocean. I will, in fact, answer to Ocean Girl. If my mind could be materialized, it would be a cool, quiet day at the beach, pelicans flying directly overhead, the gulls in the distance appearing as shimmering flashes of white, crabs scuttling in all directions, the tide a graceful surge of foaming salt, carrying with it glimmering seashell treasures never before seen by the human eye, the sky painted with vibrant pinks and yellows, a mother sea turtle painted with muted browns and greens venturing ashore to lay her eggs. That image plays in my mind in a loop, and it has been there for me as I try to answer life's big questions. That image is how I have come to answer a question that I was asked on the very first day, freshman year. It was our first biology class, and our teacher asked us, "What does it mean to be alive?" Of course, we were talking in a scientific context, debating whether a cell could be considered a living thing and such. But that question has stuck with me for 4 years. I have asked myself a revised version of that question every day since. What does it mean to truly live? I so badly wanted to answer exactly what I'm doing right now, but something about that didn't feel authentic. I feel like many of us have been under the impression that a key aspect of truly living is success, whether it's landing that job, getting into your dream school, or even getting an A on that one math test. We've been told that tangible accomplishment is integral to a happy life. I wholeheartedly disagree. Now, the irony of a valedictorian getting up here and telling you that superficial accomplishments do not matter is not lost on me. And the fact that these tangible accomplishments, getting that high school diploma, pursuing higher education, or getting that job and entering the workforce, are not only crucial to surviving and thriving in the society we live in, but also carry significant weight to people groups who experience systemic oppression, as they often unfairly need an enormous collection of these accomplishments in order to even be taken seriously, is not lost on me either. These kinds of successes do matter, and they matter to different people in different ways. What I'm instead saying is that if these kinds of successes are your only endeavor, you will never feel completely fulfilled, never completely happy. Throughout high school, I worked incredibly hard, but those A+ only provided temporary gratification. In fact, if you were to ask Mr. Broyles what my reaction was when he called to tell me that I had received this honor of valedictorian, he could attest that it was 2 words. Oh, wow. I had thought about the potential of this honor all throughout high school, And I didn't expect to end that phone call feeling a slight hollowness. And I don't say that out of a lack of gratitude or to undermine the immense efforts of former valedictorians and future ones. I mean it to say that these sorts of accomplishments will never feel as rich as you expect them to. I think of it as standing beside the ocean, your feet sinking lower into the sand as the water pools past you. You step away, and the cavities in the sand that your body has made are quickly refilled, your impression on the sand erased. These cavities in the sand, these erasable footprints, are comparable to the joy associated with your superficial accomplishments. What cannot be erased, though, is that memory you have tucked away of that water brushing past you, how the power of that ocean water made you feel. Real richness, then, real legacy and real impact that can never be erased by the tides of change, lies in how we make others feel, in our ability to act like ocean water, gracefully pulling past someone and planting them deeper at their feet, making them feel grounded, important, loved, secure in how and where they stand in that moment. Real richness and fulfillment lies in the beauty of learning and actual growth, certainly academic growth, in that feeling you get when you compare your writing in freshman year and senior year and realize, oh my goodness, I found my voice. Or that proud aha moment when that concept in physics, biology, trigonometry, you name it, finally makes sense. That moment you feel as unstoppable as a storm cloud above the sea. Like, yeah, I just calculated velocity at the end of an incline by myself without crying once, and what about it? Or yeah, I can finally tell you how on earth plants are making food out of light. But also personal growth, learning to empathize, learning to revere other cultures and respect other histories, learning to think and feel deeply and honestly. Real richness lies in the beauty of relationships. It lies in the people I have met at Monacan who feel like home, who feel like this cool blanket of ocean breeze. It lies in my friends' laughter at the lunch table, laughter that can only be compared to the sound of seagulls after they've scooped up a cracker. Sorry, guys. It lies in the way that all of us have managed to be there for one another throughout immense change, in the ways we have continuously shown up for each other, as reliable as the sunset and the sunrise along the water. Real richness is cloistered within human identity. It's buried within us in how deeply we love and how we can inspire one another and how we can connect with one another and learn from each other. It lies in an appreciation for others. And yet, it also lies in how we feel about ourselves. High school is a time in which we feel this need to be liked and approved of, when we love someone else's opinion and mistake it for our own. We fixate on perception and sometimes forget who we really want to be. We feel as if we are being watched, that almost every move we make is for the reaction of someone else. And in response to this, I think about the time I watched a sea turtle nest hatch on a beach in North Carolina. My sea turtle friends rose from below the sand, forging their way to the shore under the cloak of midnight darkness, fixating themselves on the gleaming moon. Their attraction to the sea was as if by fierce magnetism, and they were completely indifferent to be standing there. They could not be bothered. They had a role to fulfill in that big ocean, and that is all that mattered. And I think that's a lesson we could all tear out of the ocean's playbook. We all have our own role, our own unique gift, our own note to sing, our own melody, in fact, that can never be compared to anyone else's. We all have our own purpose in this world, our own special way to make the world better, a way that is filled with a one-of-a-kind passion and a way that embodies the power of the ocean itself. And the successful people are the ones who have identified that gift, identified that note, sung that melody, and found that power within themselves. The successful people are the ones who tapped into their purpose, and in doing so, no longer stand beside the ocean and just take up the space around their feet, but instead take up the space and the vast influence of the ocean before them. They become something bigger than themselves. To me, this is what truly living is. Clinging to the richness of collective humanity, of learning, loving, of making other people feel important and valid and grounded, and simultaneously clinging to the richness of the individual self. And I think right now, as we close this chapter of our lives and head into the next one, we must ask ourselves, when? When am I going to start truly living? My biggest hope for all of us is that the time is now. I do not want any single one of you to turn over the tassel on your caps without knowing that you matter and that you are loved deeply, not because of your accomplishments, just because you exist in the way you uniquely exist. That there is a richness about you that is greater than any one of those superficial successes you have or haven't accomplished in high school. That there is a richness in your life waiting to be accessed by you. That you have a purpose you are meant to fulfill here, that you are capable of sweeping over someone's world like high tide and leaving it better and more beautiful when you recede. And chances are you already have in ways that you do not know. That you, even if you don't continuously act on it or seem like it, are love personified. So in all the days after our graduation, I dare you, collect sources of beauty, joy, fulfillment, like collecting seashells on the shore. Dive into the rich meaning that the world has to offer and swim in it. Find the people who make you laugh like seagulls. Find the purpose you are connected to as magnetically as the sea turtle is pulled to the sea. Find the self at the eye of the ocean storm within you and accept it for the beauty that it is. Only then will you feel completely, utterly alive. Only then can you be asked, what does it mean to truly live? And finally answer, exactly what I'm doing right now. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the class of 2023, I would like to ask that our guests and graduates remember and respect the formality of this occasion requires displays of enthusiasm and recognition be withheld until the conclusion of this evening's ceremony so that we may hear every graduate's name called. And so, junior marshals, at this time, please bring forward the candidates for graduation to accept their diplomas preceded by senior class officers, the valedictorian, and salutatorian.
Riley Joan Scott, Hadi Yogesh Patel, Riley Allison McCabe, Christopher Ryan Johnson, Jasmine Marie Jackson, Mackenzie Grace Swain, Michael Emmanuel Aiken II, Sam Aldridge, Bethel Bekala Alemu, Allison Pamela Alonzo, Muhammad Dower Amjad, Muhammad Zikria Amjad, Parker Ross Anderson, Nicholas Anthony Aquilina, Isabel Michaela Arguello, Kevin Daniel Arita, Gavin Baton Ash, Rosie Mae Atkins, Tyler Ezra Coleman Atkinson, Raymond Lewis Bagby III, Jack Edward Bailey, Rachel Elizabeth Baker, Shadnaz Shea Bakhtiari, Aniela Catherine Baldwin, Gracie Brooke Barlow, David Alexander Barantes, Santiago Barrera, Kayla Nicole Barrett, Alexis Denise Battle, Mackenzie Marie Bauer, Spencer Colin Bombach, Cody Doville Baylor, Wyatt Gabriel Bean, Courtney Johanna Bell, Elena Faith Bennett, Keon Lamont Bennett, Kevin Alexander Bermudez Rostro, Lucy Ann Blake, Kaylani Monet Bowden, Jackson Riley Bomer, Campbell Ryan Brandt, Destiny Marie Braxton, Asher Nathaniel Brown, Haley Michelle Brown, Mary Margaret Brown, Elena Ama Budu, Malaki Shakur Campbell, Malaki Shakur Campbell, Sean Maurice Campbell Jr., James Edward Canty III, Brandon Chase Carpenter, Gabriella Marie Carpenter, Cindy Carolina Carrera Cassis, Serenity Nicole Carrillo, Miles Damon Chandler, Varath Justin Chanya, Dylan Jimron Chap, Jack Alexander Cheatham, Alfredo Alexander Chiluiza Ortega, Isabel Grace Corman, Shania Rochelle Christian, Aaliyah Althea Christopher, Kenji Herman Cisneros Balboa, Zanea Meshana Clanton, Emily Paula Ann Clark, Anna Grace Climo, Madeline Claire Clopton, Devin Noe Colindres, Michael Thomas Conrad, Emma Sarah Constable, Elizabeth Marie Core, Samantha Jane Covert, Jonathan Caswell Crossweight, Kadeem Vernon Caden Crump, Caleb Isaiah Dabney, Rashid Dominic Daniels, Christian Davila, Bryce Kamal Davis, Elijah Malik Dean, Jalen Jamon Dean, Brian Delgado Salcedo, Quinn Riley DeWorkin, Jacqueline Diaz, Carly Nicole Dillman, Caitlin Olivia Druhot, Miles Connor Duncan, Irini Ibrahim, Zaire Kendall Edmondson, Ava Victoria Edwards, Reagan Ella Grace Elmore, Mario Araldo Enriquez Herrera, Gabriela Hazel Escobar, Caleb Israel Malachi Eshelman, Trent Edward Estes, Brady James Edinger, Abigail Elizabeth Evans, Grace Lynn Farrell, Stephanie Lynn Farrell, Dylan Hayes Ford, Cabry Michelle Forward, Charles Ryan Fox, Monica Charity Francis, Zaisha Knight Franco, Madeline Suzanne Frazier, Ruby Brown Friedrichs, Lucy Griselda Gabrielle Sales, Adam Ali Gabsey, Catherine Elizabeth Gardner, Arthur Michael Garnett, Elizabeth Grace Garrison, Noah Barrett Gilstrap, Isley Renee Goldman, Lucy Olivia Gomez, Lisette Gonzalez, Laura Christine Gonzalez, Nicole Renee Grant, Reagan Marie Grant, George Nathan Gravely, Matthew Aaron Haftelin, Seth Joseph Hannon, Aaron Louise Hanton, Lillian Grace Harbin, Jacob Lee Harding, Braden Matthew Harris, Allie Jane Harton, Jane Claire Heffron, Keziah Marie Herman, Amilcar Antonio Hernandez, Benjamin Hernandez, Luis Mario Hernandez, Kelvin Edelber Herrera Galicia, Keith Lamont Houston Jr., Tanaya Lachey Hickman, Ryan Sage Hicks, Courtney Parker Higgins, Heavenly Ryan Hill, Malcolm Xavier Hodges, Madison Eve Hoffman, Jamari Kyle Hopkins, Charlotte Grace Horn, Juliana Elizabeth Howe, Alexis Renee Hudson, Ryan Gabriel Hufford, Kevin Dale Hugenberg, Gwendolyn Michelle Hughes, Kelly Sun Huang Po, Kevin Young Huang Po, Andrew James Ipock, Alaire Malik Irwin, Reed Nicholas Ivy, Christian Alexander Jackson, Shayla Lee James Anaya, Madison Lamira Jameson, Antoine Torian Jernigan Jr., Alex Raymond Jetty, Alyssa Ashley Jewell, Sydney Josephine Johns, Aiden Michael Johnson, Daniel Christopher Johnson Jr., Gabrielle Alicia Johnson, Gerard Tyrone Johnson Jr., Jordan Latrell Johnson, Sandra Tynesha Johnson, Nevea Marie Johnson Dennis, Alana Lynch Jones, Kaden Ilana Jones, Kendall Alana Jones, Caleb Elijah Jones, William Cook Jones V, Annalise Clark Kaminsky, Macy Blake Kane, Stefan Ilyev Kapitanov, Gavin David Keene, Ayana Angel Kemp, Kingston Amir Kinney, Isaiah Joel Chigwe, Mariah Nicole Killebrew, Caitlin Marie Kincaid, Frederick Alexander King, Samuel Quinn Kupsinis, Dylan Jonathan Cooner, Noah Keith Lamb, Luke William Lamory, Chloe Marie Levine, Taylor Malik Law, Sarah Spencer Lehan, Isis Anai Lemus, Michael Irvin Leone, Ethan James Lingerfelt, Layla Nicole Littlejohn, Andre Slay Lockey, Anari Natis Long, Arnold David Lopez Ortega, Adam Stanley Lucas, Josiah Mark Marinoble, Macy Janelle Marley, William Thomas Marshall, Kaeo Joshua Kainoa Martin, Rosemary Martinez Perez, Aaron Joseph Matthews, Brian Matute Rodriguez, Niger Isaiah Pierre Maxey, Alana Sky Mayo, Aaron Anna Carolyn McCain, Cora Marie McCool, Liliana May McCormick, Riley Victoria McDonough, Diana Lee McKinley, Shakaya Brianna McCrae Banks, Kimberly Madrano, Stephanie Madrano, Rebecca Grace Melanson, Benjamin Daniel Meyer, Stone Ashton Miller, Charlotte Lee Minton, Alexander Jackson Mitchell, Curtis Colin Mitchell, Retha Nathan Myth, Malcolm Nazir Moore, Ethan Gregory Morgan, Sydney Nicole Morgan, Riley Marie Morris, Jamari Lamont Morrison, Ekwulu Hillary Moetta, Micah Nathaniel Myers, Brett Xavier Noss, Molly Campbell Nelson, Ethan Carter Ninny, Hook An Hui Nguyen, Tristan Alexandria Nixon, Skylar Nicole Nunnally, Jace Alfred Jose Ochoa Alvarado, Emma Grace Ogden, Josue David Oliva, Jaden Matthew Olson, Yoshi Feliciano Ortiz Pinzon, Alexander Stephen Palzinski, Valerie Palomares Torres, Sydney Alexandria Parrish, Ebony Denise Perry, Alan Estuardo Paz Jr., Nyla Lael Pegram, Kayla Are Pelaez, Harmony Anaya Pinder, Katrina Victoria Perez Blando, Amanda Kell Perkinson, Cameron May Persinger, Ashton Eleanor Fouts, Cameron Elijah Plaskett, Jalen Lee Pleasant, Anthony Ariel Portillo Lazo, Johanna Jean Powers, Sarah Elizabeth Primer, Catherine Elise Pruitt, Caitlin Alexis Pulley, Cameron Bray Purdom, Abigail Dawn Purdy, Christopher Patrick Quinn, Jasmine Ramirez, Jesus Andres Ramirez Santiago, Caitlin Michelle Randolph, Jamie Alexandra Reeder, Benjamin Dean Reese, Justin Samuel Reeves, Haley Luther Reining, Catherine Reyes Munoz, Camden Rock Richardson, Alan Gabriel Ritchie, Kyriana Darjay Robinson, Blondley Teresa Rodriguez, Caitlin Doris Rodriguez, Emily Grace Rogerson, Grant Javier Rollin, Kelsey Bryn Rothwell, Eternity Aviana Diane Royal, Emmanuel Lamont Russell, Kamari Charnay Ruth, Hannah Roheen Sabir, Aiden Salim, Ruby Brooke Salisbury, Tyler Vasal Sam Dabney, Ashley Valentina Sanchez, Roberto Sanchez Serrano, Anthony Santiago, Brooke Nicole Saylor, Joshua Alexander Schmitz, Alexis Schumann, Adim Sincere Alameen Scott, Diego Saul Serrano, Valerie Leanne Serrano, Michaela Rose Sharp, Joshua Brandon Shelton, Rajbir Singh, Kylie Michelle Skinner, Anthony Shavar Smalls, Emma Catherine Smith, Grady Fisher Smith, Isaac John Smith Maislick, Lexington Deborah Kwan Smith, Zachary Connor Smith, Marcia Rosia Solares Godoy, Joshua Daniel Somoza, Herberto Soto Santos, Cameron Jordan Spain, Sierra Nicole Spencer, Anna Paige Stevens, Jordan Katie Stiltner, Aiden Christopher Strobel, Cassidy Jane Tanner, Virginia Isabella Tate, Abigail Ora Taylor, Amarion Artis Taylor, Lillian Christian Taylor, Lucas Jackson Taylor, Elliot Kelly Teasdale, Jordan Nicole Terry, Welton Thomas Terry Jr., Kara Faith Thaxton, Mohammed Isaac Theum, Sunila Rose Thorson, Ashlyn Paige Tippett, Kiana Renee Tisdale, Natalie Nicole Torrance, Lamont Dimitri Towns, Israel Isaac Andrew Trinidad, Ashley Dawn Trevette, Natalie Sky Troop, Rudy Denilson Tercios Velasquez, Luis Roberto Erbina, Denzel Velez, Kimante Latrell Vinning, Nicholas Tan Vo, V. Mai Vo, Kaya Monique Wall, Felicity Sky Walls, Dylan Bryce Watkins, Natalia Michaela Watts, Krista Ann Weber, Shannon Lee Wells Jr., Dalen LeVar Whitaker, Dylan Michelle White, Jessica Brooke Wilczek, Dakota David Williams, Samira Nicole Williams, Haley Elizabeth Wilson, Isis Abray Wilson, Caitlin McKenna Wirt, Mackenzie Grace Wiseman, Sierra Nicole Womack, Samara Tania Wood, Olivia Sinclair Woodson, Kaylin Ann Warneris, Barbara Madison Wyand, and Lydia Caitlin Zhao.
Ladies and gentlemen, and students, please rise and remain standing for the certification of graduates and the recessional. Seniors, listen carefully. Turn your tassels. Ladies and gentlemen, and students, at this time, we will certify the graduates. Dr. Doherty, I certify that these candidates have met the requirements established by the Commonwealth of Virginia and Chesterfield County and are eligible to receive their diplomas. I now declare the 43rd commencement exercises of Monacan High School to be adjourned. Best wishes to you all.